Meghan Markle once again finds herself standing at the center of a storm not born from royal palaces this time, but from the cold walls of a courtroom. Her half-sister, Samantha Markle, has reopened the old wounds with a new legal strike, pulling Meghan back into a world of painful headlines and endless judgment. For Meghan, who has fought so hard to redefine her life since stepping away from the monarchy, this feels like a devastating blow to both her peace and her dignity. Those who know her well say the Duchess is shaken to the core, exhausted from fighting battles that never seem to end. The heart of the conflict lies in words spoken during that explosive 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview and later repeated in the Netflix documentary series. Meghan, in describing her childhood, said she had grown up as an only child, painting a portrait of loneliness that resonated with millions watching. To Samantha, however, those words were more than a passing memory. She believes they were a calculated attempt to erase her existence, to strike her identity from the record of Meghan's story. She argues that Meghan's words were not innocent reflections, but deliberate misrepresentations that humiliated her. In her view, those remarks made her a target of public ridicule, harassment, and even death threats. For Samantha, this lawsuit is not just about money or headlines. It is about reclaiming her place in a narrative that seems to have pushed her aside. In 2024, a U.S. federal judge dismissed her case, ruling that Meghan's statements were too subjective to count as defamation. That dismissal gave Meghan and Harry a rare sense of relief, a moment to breathe amid the endless controversies surrounding them. But Samantha did not let the matter rest. She filed an appeal, and now in September 2025, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals has allowed the case to move forward once again. Though the judges expressed skepticism, they stopped short of closing the door, ensuring that Meghan will face yet another round of public scrutiny. For Meghan, the decision felt like a reopening of scars that had only just begun to heal. It was a reminder that even when she tries to move forward, the past keeps dragging her back. Her legal team insists there is nothing to fear. They argue that Meghan's words were clearly expressions of opinion, protected by the law, and that Samantha's claims lack real substance. But what cannot be dismissed so easily is the emotional toll. Every headline about the lawsuit drags Meghan's name back into the mud of family conflict. Every analysis questions her honesty, her integrity, her very character. And in the court of public opinion, trials are often more punishing than in the court of law. Inside her Montecito home, sources describe a woman who is strong yet weary. She carries herself with grace, but her eyes tell of sleepless nights. She leans on Harry for support, and he stands firmly by her side. For Harry, this is a familiar battlefield. He knows the pain of betrayal by family, the bitterness of private matters being dragged into the public arena. Together, they are determined to weather the storm, though the storm feels relentless. The Markle family rift has fascinated the world for years. It is one of the most explosive and bitter dramas tied to the royal saga of the modern era. Samantha has made a career out of criticizing her sister, appearing on talk shows, writing books, and feeding a media cycle hungry for scandal. Meghan, in contrast, has often remained silent, speaking only in carefully chosen settings like Oprah or Netflix. The contrast between the sisters is sharp. One thrives on attention, the other tries to escape it. And now, in a cruel twist of fate, they are bound together in the theater of a courtroom. Observers say the outcome of the case matters less than the process itself. For Meghan, even if she wins legally, the emotional bruises will be deep. For Samantha, even if she loses, she will have achieved visibility and forced Meghan to confront her. The legal fight also raises profound questions about truth, memory, and perception. When Meghan said she grew up as an only child, was she speaking literally or emotionally? Can the law punish someone for describing their lived experience in their own words? These questions touch on issues far beyond Meghan and Samantha. They ask how courts should interpret the gray areas between fact and feeling. For Meghan, the matter is deeply personal. She has always insisted that her remarks were not meant as attacks, but as reflections of her emotional reality. She felt isolated, and that isolation shaped her childhood. Whether her sister was technically present or not, the loneliness was her truth. Yet truth is slippery when filtered through legal documents and public opinion. What Meghan sees as her voice, Samantha sees as defamation. And so the sisters, once connected by blood, now find themselves